What's up everybody? So finally, Season 3 is here in Go Battle League, and as always, we're gonna spice it up a little bit to kick things off. And for my first set of battles, I'm gonna be running two Pokemon with their newly updated Season 3 movesets, basically Weather Ball Pelipper. Now Pelipper with access to Weather Ball has made it so much more viable as far as PvP is concerned. Until this point, it only had access to hard-hitting moves like Hurricane and Hydro Pump. And now with Weather Ball, it provides great shield baiting opportunity and thereby has made it so much more better as far as PvP is concerned. And Infestation is something that Beedrill already had access to, but now with the buff to Infestation, it generates 12 energy as opposed to the 11 energy that it was generating previously. And this isn't a huge difference, but I wanted to put this to the test. And because I'm running the Bug type fast move Infestation on it, I'm going to be running Sludge Bomb as its second charge move. And this is because between Drill Run and Sludge Bomb, it can provide super effective coverage against the steel types, against Azumarill and Meganium as well, thereby making Beedrill a very solid closer. And I'm going to be running these two along with Galarian Stunfisk, which is a fantastic generalist and provides great protection to a lot of Pelipper and Beedrill's weaknesses. We face off against some tough battlers right off the bat, but we pull off some nice wins as well. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. I'm going to be leading with Pelipper with Stunfisk and Beedrill in the back. And you'll notice that my Pokemon don't have the perfect PvP IVs. That's because I just decided to go with the ones I have. I do have a better PvP IV Beedrill, but its CP is way too low and it would take a lot of dust to basically power it up. But we can work with these for now. We have Pelipper into Skarmory. This is not a great matchup because Skarmory definitely wins this matchup. And I can't necessarily switch out because Beedrill in the back has a terrible matchup against Skarmory, and Stunfisk is basically my only Skarmory counter in this team. So I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. This would do neutral damage to Skarmory, and they decide to let it go through. It doesn't really do that much, but it does a decent amount. So I'm going to have to shield this up because Pelipper is fairly glassy and can't really take charge moves too well. So Sky Attack coming through, that would do neutral damage to Pelipper. And at this point, I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. Let's see if they decide to shield. If this connects, it would put the Skarmory pretty low. So let's see what they decide to do here. They do shield that up, which is absolutely fine. And at this point, I'm going to let my Pelipper go down. So because I can't really win switch advantage from this situation, so I might as well just rely on Stunfisk to basically recover. And yeah, Sky Attack is definitely going to finish off the Pelipper from that range. And I'm just going to come in with Stunfisk here because everything Skarmory has is going to be resisted by Stunfisk because of the steel typing. And Rock Slide would obviously do neutral damage against Skarmory because of the steel flying typing. And it isn't going to take it out from this range, which is unfortunate. They do have quite a bit of health actually. So they're going to throw a charge move right here. Absolutely fine. I'm going to let it go through because like I said, everything is going to be resisted, but it's still a pretty tricky situation, right? I was actually thinking of Mudshot farming this Skarmory down, but I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide here because I knew they would probably get to another charge move, so might as well just throw the Rock Slide here. This should definitely finish off Skarmory, and it's still a pretty tricky situation, right? Because we've lost switch advantage and we're still on even shield, so let's see what they decide to bring in here. I'm really hoping they don't have a Mud Boy at this point, and they have a Ivysaur. So this is not a great matchup, so I'm just going to immediately switch into Beedrill and hope that they don't have a Beedrill counter in the back. But they make a switch into their Probopass. Now, this is not a great matchup for Beedrill, but with access to Drill Run, Probopass is going to be double weak to ground moves because of the steel rock typing. So I'm just going to go straight for the Drill Run here, and it obviously gets the shield there, which is understandable. And absolutely going to shield this up because Rock Slide would do super effective damage because of the bug typing. And this is actually one of those situations where I would want a Fell Stinger because I could have I could have gotten a shield and then amped up my Drill Run. And this Drill Run probably would have KO'd, right? So I'm just going to go for the Drill Run here. This is obviously going to do super effective damage against Probopass, but isn't going to one-shot it, right? They still survive with a little bit of health there. And because Infestation is resisted, they're going to throw another charge move. And this is going to be a Rock Slide, which is definitely going to finish off Beedrill here. So this is one of those situations where if I had Fell Stinger, I could have amped up the Drill Run and the boosted Drill Run would have definitely finished off the Probopass, right? And that would have completely changed the game here because at this point, it's still a pretty tricky situation because Ivysaur is probably going to throw a Power Whip here, which is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Stunfisk because of the steel ground typing and gets it pretty low there. So it's a pretty tricky situation at this point. I basically need to get off 2 Rock Slides and a bit to basically get rid of this Ivysaur, which I don't think is possible because our health is way too low. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take another Earthquake or 2 Rock Slides here, and unfortunately we go down. So starting off Season 3 with a loss, which is never ideal, but yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be difficult, you know. going off again up against some tough battlers right off the back, and that team composition wasn't the most ideal to go up against. So moving into the second battle here, let's see if we can pull things back. So we have Pelipper into Bastiodon. This is absolutely terrible. This is the worst thing you can ask for this team, because both Pelipper and Beedrill would really struggle against Bastiodon, and Stunfisk is basically my only Bastiodon counter in this team. And they are still staying in this matchup, and I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here. So Earthquake is obviously going to do super effective damage against Bastiodon, which is double weak to ground because of the Rock Steel typing. And they do shield that up, which is absolutely understandable. And they're going to throw a charge move here. I'm going to just risk it. I'm not going to shield this up. If it's Flamethrower, it would be super effective, but luckily it's only a Stone Edge, which is double resisted because of the Steel ground typing. And now they make a switch into their Whiscash. So this is not great, right? Because we're getting hard countered here. I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Whiscash. Rock Slide would obviously be resisted because of the ground typing. And this is not great. Like I said, we're just starting off Season 3, getting hard countered right off the back here. But it's fine. Let's see if we can pull this back here. And they're going to throw a charge move. I'm going to let it go through, because even if I shield this, they probably have back-to-back at this point. So, and ends up being a Blizzard. I'm not sure if that is the ideal way to go about it in this matchup, because Mud Bomb is more energy efficient and also hits for super effective, whereas Blizzard only hits for neutral. But it almost takes out my Stunfisk, but they don't shield up the Rock Slide, which is very smart on their part as well. So I'm just going to come in with Pelipper and farm this Whiscash down, because those Mud Shots are double resisted because of the flying typing. And now it's a pretty tricky situation, right? Because they still have a Bastiodon in the back, and it's very hard to deal with that thing. So I'm going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. This is going to do super effective damage against Bastiodon because of the rock typing, but isn't really going to do that much, right? Because Bastiodon is just such a tank. I mean, it's just so hard to go up against, especially with this team comp. And those smackdowns are absolutely destroying Beedrill here. So they still have a shield. Absolutely have to shield this up, because everything Bastiodon has is going to be super effective. So yeah, Stone Edge would have definitely taken us out from that range. And at this point, I'm just going to build up to 2 back-to-back drill runs, because they still have a shield. So I'm just going to go straight for the first drill run here. They should either get the shield or finish off the Bastiodon. Still a tricky situation. I'm really hoping whatever is in the back is weak to Pelipper. And yeah, drill run, they let that go through. Let's see what they have in the back. They have an Altaria in the back. So I'm just going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb here. This is going to do some nice neutral damage to Altaria. And let's see if they decide to shield this up. They do let that go through. Does a decent amount of damage, actually. Does about 30 to 40% of Altaria's health, which is pretty decent. Now it's all up to Pelipper. Can Pelipper pull this off though? So I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. Even though this is resisted, it should definitely get the final shield from Altaria, because it would put it pretty low. Let's see what they decide to do here. They do shield that up, which is absolutely fine. And at this point, I'm going to have to shield this up, obviously, because those Dragon Breaths are really adding up. And I'm hoping that, along with Wing Attack and my next Weather Ball, I can get rid of this Altaria. So it's still a pretty uphill battle here. So I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball. This is going to be resisted, of course, because of the Dragon typing. But I'm hoping that, this puts it pretty low, that I'm going to be able to farm it down. So yeah, it does a decent amount of damage, but they're probably going to get to a charge move here. Yeah, they're going to throw a charge move. This is definitely going to finish off Pelipper. So it's a pretty close battle once again. It's just kind of heartbreaking to come so close and lose, but when you're trying out a new team like this, these things can happen. And when you get hard countered right off the back like that, I mean, it's okay, I'll take it on the chin, but we definitely pull it back here. So we're going to turn things around, and I'll see if we can pull off some wins. So moving into the third battle here, Bastiodon is literally the worst thing that I want to see with this team on the lead, right? It is just such a hard Pokemon to deal with for this team. But we have Pelipper into Toxicroak. Finally, we land a good lead, because Toxicroak is going to be weak to the flying moves because of the fighting typing. And let's see if they decide to switch out here. And they do switch out into their Lapras, and I'm going to go into my Galarian Stunfisk. Now, Stunfisk can do super effective damage against Lapras with Rock Slide because of that ice typing on Lapras. So I'm going to shield this up, because Surf would be super effective as well because of the ground typing. And I want to maintain switch advantage, because I want to make sure my Pelipper is lined up against their Toxicroak. I'm going to build up to two rock slides and then throw back to back here. So let's see if they decide to shield this up. Lapras is obviously pretty tanky. It can definitely tank a rock slide here. Yes, does a decent amount of damage to Lapras. I'm going to go straight for the next rock slide. This should definitely get the shield from the Lapras, because it would take it out from this range. And let's see what they decide to do here. They do shield that up, which is understandable. And they're going to probably throw another charge move right about now. It's going to be a Surf, which is going to hit for super effective. I'm going to shield this up. I'm going to burn both shields, which is not ideal, especially when you have glassy Pokemon like Pelipper and Beedrill in the back. But I'm relying on Stunfisk to do the job here. So I'm just going to go straight for the Rock Slide at this point, but they make a really nice switch into Toxicroak. So that's a very smart play on their part. Rock Slide is going to be resisted by Toxicroak because of the fighting typing, but they shield that up for some reason. That is even better for me. So I'm just going to switch into Pelipper and try and get to the Hurricane here. This is where I make a mistake, right? I should have gone straight for the Weather Ball because even Weather Ball would have probably done enough damage from that range. So Charge Move coming through, I'm really hoping I can survive this, but Sludge Bomb takes us out. So, I mean, like I said, Pelipper is just extremely glassy and a lot of loaded energy that was wasted there. So I'm going to come in with Beedrill because counter is double resisted because of the Bug Poison typing, and they're going to throw a Charge Move right here. And I'm really hoping this isn't Mud Bomb, right? Because Mud Bomb would hit for some nice neutral damage. Luckily, it ends up being a Dynamic Punch. That's double resisted again because of the Bug Poison typing. And if you have Dynamic Punch and Sludge Bomb, you might as well go for the Sludge Bomb because that's only single resisted, whereas Dynamic Punch is double resisted. So I'm just going to go for the Drill Run. Again, finishes off Toxicroak here. And they're going to come in with Azumarill. So this is exactly why we have Sludge Bomb to hit against Azumarill when shields are down. Sludge Bomb is obviously going to do super effective damage against Azumarill because of the fairy typing. And because Beedrill has a fairly high attack stat and also has stab on Sludge Bomb as well, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. It does about 60 to 70% of Azumarill's health. So I'm just going to switch into Stunfisk to soak the Charge Move here. I'm hoping this is just an Ice Beam because that's what they would have thrown. Luckily, it's a Play Rough. That's even better because that's resisted. I'm not sure why they threw the Play Rough because that would have been resisted by Beedrill as well. Probably it's a Play Rough Hydro Pump Azumarill. So I'm just going to go straight for the Rock Slide here. They should put the Azumarill pretty low. Doesn't take it out, but we're going to be able to farm for a little bit of energy. And I still have to watch out for Lapras, right? Now it's just a race to the Charge Move here. Can I get to this Rock Slide in time? I'm able to get to this Rock Slide just in time here. This obviously is going to do super effective damage against Lapras because of the Ice typing and definitely finish it off there. So finally, we pull a win in the third battle. That was a massive relief, to be honest, because when you put these new teams together and when you get hard countered in the first couple of games, you begin to think if it's going to be a battle until you win. I mean, there's no battle until you win Season 3, but I don't want to start off Season 3 with a negative set. So we are 1-2. Let's hope that we can finish with a positive set here. So moving into the fourth battle, and yeah, Stunfisk is just so OP, isn't it? It's just so reliable. And we have Pelipper into Electabuzz. This is absolutely terrible because Pelipper is double weak to Electric because of the Water Flying typing. And I'm going to safe switch into Beedrill here. And they lag a little bit. And at this point, I'm just going to throw the Drill Run here. This is going to do super effective damage against Electabuzz because of the Electric typing. And you see a lot of Spice in rank 1, right? I mean, the first couple of battles were up against like proper teams, but we start running into some Spice, which is always nice. I love seeing some rank 1 Spice, love seeing Pokemon that, you would normally not see otherwise in Go Battle League. So yeah, gonna go for the second Drill Run here. This is definitely going to finish off the Electabuzz. If it goes unshielded, they let it go through, which is absolutely perfect. And they're going to come in with Umbreon. This is not a bad matchup as well because Infestation is doing super effective damage against Umbreon because of the dark typing. And I'm just going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb here because most people don't like to shield their Umbreon. Might as well just go for the harder hitting move. But they do shield it up, which is absolutely fine. And we still have 2 shields as well. So I'm going to shield this up because Foul Play would do quite a bit of neutral damage to Beedrill. Because like I said, it's pretty glassy as well. So Foul Play coming through. I'm going to shield this up and try and get to another Charge Move before they're able to get to another Charge Move. And I'm going to go straight for the Drill Run here because they might have gotten to Foul Play at that point. It's going to do some decent amount of neutral damage to Umbreon. But Umbreon is an absolute tank, right? It just can take so many Charge Moves. And even though Infestation is doing super effective, it really isn't doing that much. And I'm going to let this go through at this point because we still have Stunfisk and Pelipper in the back as well. So yeah, I'm just going to come in with Pelipper and throw the Weather Ball here. That's my plan. So I'm just going to come in with Pelipper and then go straight for the Weather Ball here. And this Weather Ball shouldn't finish off Umbreon. It should put it pretty low, but I'm really hoping they don't get to another Charge Move. So Pelipper, Umbreon is just such a fantastic Pokemon, really, isn't it? Look at that. It just takes so many Charge Moves like that. And I'm going to let it go through. Foul Play, even though it's hits for neutral, it's okay. Pelipper can definitely tank one Foul Play here. And it does a decent amount of neutral damage. So, and they're going to bring in their Soul Rock. This is absolutely perfect. Soul Rock, because of its rock typing, is going to take super effective damage from the Weather Balls. And we have a full health Stunfisk in the back. So this is pretty much GG's at this point. I'm just going to switch into Stunfisk and then these Mud Shots are also doing super effective damage, and I'm just going to go straight for the Rock Slide here. So this is going to do some nice neutral damage to Soul Rock and finish it off. So some nice spicy Pokemon there, Electabuzz and Soul Rock, which is always nice to see. Like I said, I love running into some spicy Pokemon because I like trying out weird stuff myself, and it's always nice to run into other people trying out these new Pokemon as well. So, and also it's a fantastic level playing field, isn't it? Because everyone starts from zero, so everyone gets to battle against everyone else. And at least for the first 1 or 2 days, it's very open and it's just so much fun as well. So we're moving into the fourth battle, the final battle, I'm sorry. So we are 2-2 right now. So let's hope that we can finish off with a positive set, because I want to start season 3 with a positive set. So we have Pelipper into Vaporeon. So this is a pretty decent matchup for Pelipper because both Water Gun and Aqua Tail would be resisted because of the water typing. And I'm just going to go straight for the Hurricane here. So yeah, this is probably just going to be an Aqua Tail, which is going to be resisted. So I'm just going to let it go through. And I don't know if I should have gone for the Weather Ball, because most people are, I mean, especially in these lower ranks, they're probably going to shield up everything that you throw anyway. So I probably should have gone straight for the Weather Ball. But I'm going to go straight for the Hurricane here, because if it goes unshielded, it would do quite a bit of damage. And as expected, they shield that up, which is understandable. So at this point, I'm probably going to, I'm going to shield this up, because even though it's resisted, as you can see, Pelipper is just fairly glassy, that it's taking quite a bit of damage from those water guns. And I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. And I'm really hoping that this gets the shield as well. So Weather Ball again is going to be resisted by Vaporeon because of the water typing. And yeah, it does a decent amount of damage. But unfortunately, they're probably going to get to another charge move right about now. And I'm going to shield this up, because even though at this point we'll probably be at a shield disadvantage, I want to maintain switch advantage at this point. And I'm going to just farm this Vaporeon down with Wing Attack. And let's see what they have in the back. They have an Alolan Sandslash. So that is actually a pretty decent pick as far as Great League is concerned. It has some nice niche matchups. So I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here, and this gets the shield. This is absolutely perfect. We get the shield back and we have switch advantage right now. And I'm just going to come in with Stunfisk here. Now Stunfisk can do super effective damage against Sandslash because of the steel typing. And they make a switch into their Toxicroak. Now because we have the energy advantage, I'm just going to stay in and go straight for the Earthquake here. Now Earthquake is definitely going to one-shot the Toxicroak because of the poison typing. And it's pretty much GG's at this point, because there's not a lot that Alolan Sandslash can do. I mean, it does have access to Bulldoze, which can do super effective damage against Stunfisk because of the steel typing. But I'm really hoping this is just an Ice Punch, which it is, which does neutral damage. And now it's just a race to the charge move. I'm really hoping I can get to an Earthquake. And I'm able to get to an Earthquake just in time here. And this is definitely going to one-shot the Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash as well isn't the most tankiest Pokemon, so at super effective damage, it's definitely going to take it out here. So it wasn't too much of an issue, because we still have Beedrill in the back with Drill Run, which could have finished off this game. But Stunfisk is just so OP and is able to take the win there. So a pretty positive finish to the set. Started off on a pretty tough note, but overall going 3-2, I guess, is fairly decent. So this isn't the most, like I said, the ideal team composition. I probably could have run something like Hypno instead of Beedrill, because that would have provided a little more balance to this team. But I definitely see great play for Pelipper moving forward in Season 3, because it has a pretty good matchups against Azumarill, Registeel, Galarian Stunfisk as well. So, and I think also if you come, the Pelipper Galarian Stunfisk core is something that I see great play for as far as Season 3 is concerned, because like I said, they resist all of each other's weaknesses. And pairing it up with something, with a generalist like Defense Deoxys or Hypno, I think that would be a really solid team composition. So it's fine. So let's claim the rewards here. So I think they should take us to rank 2, hopefully, after a little bit of lag right there. So yeah, we get to rank 2 there, so that's fine. I'm just going to take it slow and steady, hopefully try and find a balance between experimenting and, climbing up the ranks as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.